Welcome to the session, Mr. Bungish. Are you there? Can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so in our previous sessions, we covered enterprise structure
Hmm.
and basics of SAP, basics navigation, different functions available. In our second session, we covered FI basic settings. In those basic settings, we have covered the enterprise structure. We built our enterprise structure, and now we will continue for the remaining parts of those FI basic settings. So today we will start from chart of account to onward. We will finish our enterprise structure, and then few global settings we need to perform, and finally we will then create different GLs, and then using those GLs we will post some transactions into SAP system. Before we go ahead, uh, do you have any questions on previous
Yeah,
sessions?
I do have questions which I asked you on the WhatsApp. I send you the text. I will read it out to you. So the thing is, you told me to read the tutorial. There is a Word file. So there is a step: assign company code to credit control area. So this terminology, let's say I go to the SAP app. So there, how I can do this? I mean, I WhatsApp. You can see this. How can I perform this task?
Okay.
So when they use the word assign company code to credit control area, so what does this mean? It's third step, I think. So it's in the file. Let me see the file.
Okay, I got your question. So now you don't know how to perform that step in SAP system.
Yeah, one thing is that, and secondly, there's confusion. One sometime the let me tell you from the screen. Where is I cannot see your screen. Here again. Now here you go to the financial accounting, then you go to define, then you perform a task. Let's say you perform a certain task, you do the balance, something was there. I think I cannot touch the screen. Yeah, I cannot.
Okay, no
Yeah,
problem.
financial accounting, then you go to define, then you leave this portion, you perform it, then you go to enterprise. Instead of going define, you go to assignment. So
Right.
what's this all about? I don't understand it.
Okay. So you know actually how to do it, but you don't know why we are doing the
Yeah, I
assignments,
know
right?
how to do it, and sometimes sometimes they're showing the currency issue. Currency is not the same. I mean, if you go to the WhatsApp, that moment I have the few questions, so I wrote it down and send it to you.
No, that's fine.
Mm.
You can read from your WhatsApp and tell me what is your question. I got your question first about enterprise structure, that you understand we define a company, right, and other organizational elements, right, all these credit control area, company code, business area, functional area,
Yeah.
maintain consolidation, business
Now hold on.
area.
When you go to define a company, you do no, 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 don't remove it. Don't remove it. I am reading from here. When you go to define a company, the financial accounting, you do define company. But when you go define credit control area, you leave this portion. You go to assign of assignment. In assignment, you go to define credit control area. When you do this over there, then you come back and do this thing here. So that was confusing me when I was looking at the previous lecture. After defining the company, there was not the second step was not done. Then this step was done after two more steps. This was what makes me
Okay.
puzzled and confused.
Okay, first of all, there is no sequence. Okay, there is no sequence that you need to define business area first or functional area first. In these folders, this is the design of SAP, but you can maintain FM area first and then business area, or you can define functional area first and then
Mm.
business area. Or in your company, maybe there are cases in many organizations they are not using business area. So this SAP software is not for specifically for one company, one kind of business, right? Real estate business is also using SAP. Manufacturing entities also using SAP. Service industries are also using SAP, and oil related industries also using SAP, and financial institutions like banks, they are also using SAP. So they maybe have a different requirements for the different companies, but SAP is for everyone. If you need something, define it, use it. If you don't need it, you are not required to actually perform all these organizational objects while developing your SAP system in your company.
It's just to know. It's just
Now,
to know what to know.
now,
Right?
right. So it can you come up again? What was your question? It is what?
It is mean that I should know about this app, SAP. Mean I have to do this. I have to go here. I have to save. I have to go into the image mode, and I have to go for this mode. Mean I have to know this thing. That's what we are practicing, right?
Okay, how you will know? When you will practice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you don't practice, you will come
Then
up with a lot of questions.
yeah,
If you keep practicing, practice is a key. If you don't practice, you will come up with a lot of questions,
yeah.
and your questions will tell me how much you are practicing.
Okay.
Okay, now your question was when you define something, you also go to assignment, right?
Yeah,
Right? Here we define, right?
yeah.
So when you define a company in SAP, right? Then certain functions you want to use in your company. So those objects you need to configure first, customize first, and then how SAP system will know that you are going to use those objects, you are going to use those elements unless you assign those objects to your company, right? There are many companies. It's not you only. If you go to your company, you will see there are 270 other companies are also in this
Yeah, I
software.
noticed this. Yeah, I
So
checked
when
this.
you go to your company, you will not see like 239 companies. This is a practice software, training software, everybody's practicing. But in a real scenario, when you go and join your company, they will have maybe 2 3 companies, or maybe they have only one company they are doing
Okay.
business under, so they will have only one company, so you will only see one entry. Or in the company that I'm working right now, they have, I believe, 20 25 different company codes because they have operations in 20 countries.
Oh,
So maybe Apple, if you take the Apple example, company as Apple, they may
yeah.
have 200 and plus companies, right?
In one country or other
You
lot of countries.
there is no restriction that you can only create one company code in one country. You may
Yeah.
have your different regions you can create a company. For example, if they have operation in England, so they may create a company in London, and then East London, then they can create one company in Manchester, or they can divide
Oh, I
region
got it.
wise. So
Mean
there
it's
is
up to
no there
franchise.
is
Let's say I have
no
T-Mobile franchise, I can have a lot
so
of franchise to facilitate my customers.
this is completely depends on the requirement, right? How they want, how the business owners, they want to see their businesses. They want to see their businesses at country level. They want to see the business at a country level as well as at a region levels, geographical level, and there are maybe there are chances they want to see the business based on line of product, they or line of businesses, right? They may have a few businesses under one company code, under one umbrella company. Now your question was why we assign, right? So in order to use those functions, you need to assign those objects to your company code. Otherwise, how system will know?
Mean after definition, then I have to assign, or first I have to assign, then define?
No, there is very common sense, right? You have to have something to assign to something, right? First, you need to define something, then
Oh,
you
yeah,
need to
yeah.
assign, right? If you are
So,
going to assign first, to assign where? You did not define anything.
oh,
Let's say, I'll give you the example. You created your company code, right?
mm-hmm.
So you assign your company code to your company, right? When you assign your company code to your company, then SAP system will know that the company, that Bangish Corporation is the umbrella group company, and then he has one more company which is in US, right? So
Oh,
when unless you assign your company code to your company, SAP system won't recognize that Bangish Corporation group of companies have a number of company codes or none. In our case, now system knows that you have a company and then you have another company underneath which is a company code, right?
okay, okay,
So now few things you need to assign to your company code, few things you don't need to assign to your company code.
okay.
So
Yes.
that we call at company code level, yeah, definition of organizational elements at company code level or beyond company code level. Beyond company code level means you may have three company codes, and when you define anything beyond company code, so all those three companies can use those objects. For example, business area is not defined at a company code level, right? We did not assign this business area to company code. If you go to assignment, you see there is no business area which is assigned to your company code.
Okay,
However, company code is assigned to company. Credit control area is at a company code level, so we need to assign credit control area to your company code. Then business area is assigned to consolidation business area when you group two business area into one. For
oh,
example, if you have operations in New York and you have operations in California. Now the owner of the business, he want to see, so we will define business area New York, business area California. Now the CEO of the company, he wants to see how much together the sale was for this month, New York business area and California business area. So then we use consolidation business area. Consolidation means add something, accumulate something,
oh,
merge
oh,
something,
oh,
consolidate, right? This is the
yeah.
uh, so then when we create a consolidation business area, meaning this consolidation business area will have underneath to those business areas of New York and California. So you can see a combined accumulated figures for sale. So CEO can just pull up the consolidation business area and he can see, oh, I have combined in New York and California, I made 1 million. But when you see at a business area level, in New York business area level, you won't be able to see the California sale, right? Now,
Right.
for example, if you are in Pakistan and you have some business, right? And you have branches in few of the cities.
Yeah.
Now, you have assigned one manager to those branches, right? So let's say you have 5 different branches, and on 5 those branches you have, on individual branch you have one manager, right? Who is reporting to you, right?
Okay.
Now, so the branch manager of Islamabad has nothing to do with branch manager or branch functions operations in Karachi, right?
Yeah, because he is the branch manager. He's not a country manager.
So if you are the owner, you you want to see how much I made profit in a specified month on
Okay.
all those 5 branches. So then you create a consolidation business area. In consolidation business area, you will assign all those branches, right? That's you enable SAP to combine all
Or
those
if
sales.
we want to check all the branches, then we will apply consolidation business area, right?
Yeah, that's what the purpose is. Consolidation means what? जमा कर देना, इकट्ठा
अच्छा
कर देना, कंसोलिडेट कर देना, accumulate कर देना, add कर देना,
जी
right? So
जी
that is the, I was explaining assignment, right? So unless you assign all those 5 branches to your consolidation business area, you
yeah
won't be able to see the combined sale, right? If you have 3 company codes and you did not assign to your group company code, you won't be able to see the sales figures at a group level,
right.
right? If you, let's say, I will give you another example. In Pakistan, there is a department that is responsible to manage and control the citizens IDs, which is Nadra, right?
Nadra yeah yeah
So when you go, they will take your ID. So there is a number, right, on your Nadra ID card, right?
yeah yeah yes.
So your dad number is at the highest level in hierarchy, right?
Oh,
आपका जो
what does this word mean, hierarchy?
hierarchy means a chain, right? Your dad, right? Your son. Who is the dad of your son? You. Who is your dad? I don't know your dad's name. So now, and who is the dad of your dad? That's a
Okay.
hierarchy, right?
Chain.
So unless the software at Nadra link you with your dad, how
Mm,
how someone can say you cannot claim that he is my dad
okay,
unless they assign your ID with your dad's ID, right?
exactly.
Right. That's called Form B, right?
Oh yeah, form B. In English form B and Urdu form B, exactly.
So what is this? This is also the same thing. You are defining something and you are assigning to your company code, so SAP system can know that this object will be used and in future for this company,
Mm.
right? Anyway, so tell me first, what did you practice?
I practice five steps from the definition side. That was financial accounting, and then can you open definition, assignment,
So
define credit, define business. This
what
portion, yeah.
what
My
is
company name
what
is 6363. 6363. Okay. Afridi group. Afridi group. Now I want to do it. Double click it. Click it. Click it. Okay. No.
what is S?
As country US.
So US country is AS.
I don't know here why it's coming AS, but I think it's another country.
What, AS is not any country. AS is a country. Let me see.
S. Samonia.
American, huh?
हाँ ये यहाँ कोई और मिल नहीं रहा था ना मैंने अमेरिका के साथ दिया
Okay,
क्योंकि मैं दे कोई भी कंट्री सकता हूँ
okay.
प्रॉब्लम ये है कि यहाँ
Unless
मैं
unless you don't know. I mean, this is for future, right? Not for this assignment, because we are learning, right?
या
So in learning, it's fine, right? We do mistakes. That's fine. That's how you learn. But in a real scenario, when you're in a company, don't say I did this, but I don't know why it's coming like this.
no I'll never say it's highly unprofessional if I say like they will give okay you don't know go that's the gate
Right now, and don't say
you but you told me whenever you are in the company you will get a blueprint there each and everything will be mentioned so you have to go through that right
right. So this is a very basic thing, right? You don't, I mean, I'm not saying AS is also country, right? It's fine, totally fine. But in AS, there is no New York. It's so totally fine, right? They will give you something, then you have to follow those. But when you, so your intention was to enter US, right?
No, my intention was not. My intention was to just fulfill this form so I can practice. If I start going so thoroughly that I have to put a proper country, a proper state, and a proper that will take too much time of mine because I wanted
No,
to learn
no,
from
no,
the
I understand. I
country.
understand, sir. I understand. But if your intention was to use AS, then why New York?
So New York is the city.
There is no city in AS as a New York. It's totally okay, right? Fine. But why this currency is this TJLP? What is this?
This is US dollar, I think so.
No, USD is the key for US dollar. You can search, right?
Hmm.
That's what you have to practice, right? This is USD.
Okay.
So you practice and then practice with the understanding. It's totally okay. You when you create one company, you will have many issues. Then we'll create the next one, right? And over time with the practice, this will go away. But that's you should, when you do your practice,
Yeah.
it's totally fine. These are not required fields. I'm not saying this is wrong. You can enter anything. You don't need to enter the right address, right? Because you only know the address of your home, right?
Yeah.
So, but make sure country, use India or use US. Use English as a language key. Currency, either use INR or use USD. First follow me. Whatever currency and country I have provided and given, follow those. In
Okay.
your first practice, when you're doing it for the first time, follow me,
Yeah.
right? Once you will know, then you can change. So practice with the straight and right way, then you can practice, do different things, right? Do different experiments and try to learn. So now this is fine. This is totally fine. You did practice good. Now
Okay. Uh,
next is
next.
next is you define credit control area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is the credit
Define.
control area? What is your credit
Credit.
control area?
When I go to position enter, then I have to put the number of the company 6363. When I put the 6360,
No,
there I
no,
have to
no, no,
define
no.
credit card.
Hold on, hold on. Don't say this when you go position and enter your company code. No, you not. You actually, when I was explaining why I explained in our earlier sessions, use the ID which is very familiar to you, right? So you should know by looking at it 6363. This is not your company code. This is a credit control area, but you have given the ID of 6363 in order for you to quickly, by only viewing, you can tell, oh, this is my credit control area.
Okay.
In a real scenario, they may be different, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
so you have to position your credit control area.
yeah.
However, your credit control area is the same as your company code ID.
To make it easy for me in the practice rest, it's mean credit control area. Okay. Okay.
Now 6363 is not defined.
Not defined.
No, is not. Okay. Now what is your company code?
6363.
Afridi oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Cohort. Now you have given a New York and your company code is in other country. Okay.
Hmm.
Don't use this first.
Yeah.
Go and develop in one country first,
Okay.
and then when you're doing for the second time or third time a new company, then add
Yeah.
other companies. Don't, you will get confused. right?
So what I was
Now,
supposed to
now
write
your
instead of
yeah, now
what?
your company currency is USD. Now company code currency is INR. Your headquartered company is in US, and your company code branch or location is in Pakistan.
Hmm.
Use the same country first, where your headquarter and group company is. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, it's fine. Now change this to your uh, change those currency to USD, and change this currency to sorry, INR. Better use INR or use USD. Use INR, Indian currency, because this software was the license for this software was from the basis team who developed this software. That was from India. That's why. So different functions are available uh, in currency INR. So, okay, but in a real scenario, wherever you work for, use their own currency of the country. Next, what else you did? Define the business area as well.
yeah.
6360.
I did. 636.
Okay, free the enterprise. Now, in one place you only give a freebie. In other place you give only a freebie oil. Now you are giving if a freebie enterprise. Use
Yeah,
one naming convention. What is
what?
your group company is Afridi.
Hmm.
Now you have Afridi oil, right? So this one
Hmm.
is what? Business area, Afridi enterprise. Business area, as I explained, can be a branch, can be a product, right? But it's okay, totally fine. But I'm just explaining you the concept behind these organizational elements and how and when we use them.
So do I need to write name of a
No,
place
it's
in
fine.
here?
It's totally okay. Fine. I'm just explaining. It's totally fine. It's okay. It's a description. Don't worry.
Hmm.
Right. You can give business area, for example, let's say New York. New York business area 6363. Now you want to see your sales in business area, New York. Use your own. This is my transport, and I will save it in my own. Okay, no problem. That I saved. Next, did you define the functional area?
No, I didn't define function area.
Okay, so you have to practice a lot.
Yeah,
Okay, anyway, so today's session will be a short one.
yeah.
So we covered in our previous session the FI basic settings. We defined our fiscal year.
Okay, I have a question. What's this 03x03? Is it a code for the command area?
Code for, oh yeah, no, it's called transaction code.
0x03, right?
Right. When you,
For business?
for what?
It is for business.
For business what?
Business card or something like this. You just told me in the beginning, I think so. Define a company business control area.
Oh, it's a credit control area, right?
No
What is
business, I think.
OX03 is, I believe, a T code to create a business area, right? You can go right away here, right? That's a practice, right? Business area.
Yeah.
So you can
This
go, you can
so
go
it's a
also from SPRO, right?
yeah.
And that is not an issue for you, right?
Mm,
You are not
yeah.
you are not practicing, that I'm telling you.
I'm not practicing what?
You are not spending time in SAP. You have a lot of time, right? You are not working, right?
I am working. I am.
Oh, you are working?
Up to some extent, I'm working. Things are a little bit puzzling and confused, so that's why it take time to
No, no,
understand.
no, no, no. Working. I thought you working means you are home all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you are not going to work, right?
Yeah, I'm not working.
So then you have a lot of time.
Yeah, I have. This is the golden time because everything is closed, so I can spend more time in there.
Yeah. So you should. These are 8 steps, right? You can do
Yeah,
100. You can do 100 time in 2 days.
yeah, exactly.
So it's fine. Two more practices is good for you. Now,
So one thing you are defining, you can go through the this area you are seeing the SAP display image, and one is easy access.
in every session, I explained there are 2 ways. One is through the menu path. One is
Yeah,
through the transaction code.
there we have
Every
to put
menu,
directly
every
code.
menu path, everything we have a T code. Not all of them, but 99.9% we have T codes. Don't
Yeah,
try to remember the T codes,
yeah.
right? So you know OX03, or you can go from enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and then you can go to business area, same T code. And if you
Oh,
want to go, you will see, you can see the T codes as well, right? Now,
okay. And one I have question in the WhatsApp I have shown you the question the assign company code to credit control area. So and they are saying path image enterprise structure assignment and FA assignment. What does it mean?
what credit control area? This one, yeah.
No, no. It's can you see your WhatsApp? It will be too easy for me.
No, you are saying assign company code to credit control area, right?
Okay, wait. When I open Microsoft Word document to perform this task,
Mm-hmm.
there is written in the yellow bar,
Mm-hmm.
assign company code to credit. It's third step,
Mm-hmm.
credit control area.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's written how to do it. Path,
Mm-hmm.
double dot,
Mm-hmm.
image enterprise structure assign, FA assign.
FA is a financial accounting, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Right, and then assign credit control area, company code to credit control area.
So
Okay,
what is does it mean? Image IMG. From where
I
does it
I
come?
am IMG is look up title bar. What is title bar say? Display IMG.
Display
IMG is implementation guide.
under the enterprise.
This is implementation guide, right?
Yeah.
IMG. So I have to write IMG, or if the path is the same, I don't need to write it again. I will just enter same path, right? If you go, you
It's
see
I
here.
don't have this folder. I
This is the
have
same.
the
It's the same. It's the same. Just the screenshots are missing, but everything is the same. Path, IMG, implementation guide, financial accounting new, financial accounting global setting, ledgers, fiscal year. So if you go credit control area,
mhm.
yeah, this one, right? Path.
Yeah,
So
path image. Yeah,
I mean, this is
structure.
very basic, right? You can go OB38 and you can go, the path is the same, right? This is not a new SPRO. Everything in enterprise structure will be under definition here on financial accounting, this one. For path for all these enterprise organizational elements will be the same.
Mm.
IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and then define credit control. Same is here. IMG, enterprise
Okay,
structure assign.
IMG enterprise structure assignment FA. Okay. Assignment. Okay,
FA is a financial accounting, right?
okay. Then I
You
have
want
to
you
go
mind
to
me to
assignment.
write here
What?
financial accounting, right?
No. Don't write. It's okay. I'm not saying, but I was a little bit surprised. No. Don't write. Good. That's good. FI. FI.
Not FI, FA.
Okay.
Okay. Now today we will go with the chart of account. I'll explain what is chart of account.
Okay.
And every time when I assign anything, I explain to you what is the use, what is definition. So along the way when you're practicing, you should know, right, what is a company, what is a company code, what is credit control area, what is business area, what is functional area, what is consolidation business area, what is functional management area, right? You should be very familiar with these terminologies. And then we defined our fiscal year variant. You should know what is fiscal year variant, right? And fiscal year, right? What is fiscal year, right? You should know what is calendar year, what is non-calendar year, what is year dependent, right? All those things we covered already. Now we assigned our fiscal year variant to our company code, right? Did we finish this? We'll go to menu path, go to global settings, fiscal year and posting periods, assign fiscal year. Let me check if we have assigned. What was our company code? 5555. Yeah, fiscal year we have copied and created 555. We have assigned. Our fiscal year is a calendar year, January to December. We have 12 regular periods and we have 4 special periods. You should be very familiar with 12 why 12 periods, normal periods, and why 4 special periods. 4 special periods are used for any omission, any adjustment entries, right? Wrong postings. You posted one invoice in January and in December you came to know, oh, we entered the wrong invoice, right? So you have to adjust it. So you use special posting periods. Those are covered, configured under
So we
fiscal
will
year
practice
variant.
this thing, the thing which is in theory. Now you are telling me we have 12 months in the physical year and
No,
four
I
extra.
have no, not I'm telling
No,
you
so
now.
12 periods in the physical year and four more periods for adjustment for omission or a mistake. So do we will practice this thing to adjust this or no?
You, yeah, you can practice, post a wrong entry and post it into the special period, right? But first you need to post into the normal periods first, right?
Yeah.
Go easy way first, then learn the hard and complex scenarios. Practice the standard routine postings. Go with 1 year, go with one currency. Don't include in your company code different currency and in group company a different currency, right? Go with one scenario, practice it, and then change all those things, right? Don't confuse your brain. So now what I'm explaining, for example, you have
मैं सिर्फ ये आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ, ये जो आप फिजिकल ईयर का बता रहे हैं, ये आप प्रैक्टिस करेंगे हम कि वो करेंगे ये?
everything, Bangish, we will practice. We have to define first in SAP system, develop first, then we will use, right? We are in the development phase. Fiscal year आपका जब साल शुरू होगा, जनवरी के अंदर 1 से 30 दिनों तक वी विल पोस्ट समथिंग, राइट? Right? Then you February, then March, and then December, right?
जी.
All those. But how you will post? First, you need to define fiscal year, right? So you should know how many periods. If you have a calendar year, fiscal year, there are 12. साल में कितने महीने होते हैं? 12 महीने होते हैं. अगर वो कैलेंडर ईयर है, अगर नॉन कैलेंडर ईयर है तो उसमें पीरियड्स आप 12 ही होंगे, लेकिन वो स्टार्ट और एंड डेट डिफरेंट होगा. इट्स नॉट फ्रॉम जनवरी टू दिसंबर. योर स्टार्ट पीरियड विल your first period will be in the same month as your last period. जनवरी और दिसंबर एक ही साल में फॉल करते हैं, राइट?
Yeah, yeah.
But if you have a chosen I mean non-calendar year, which starts from, let's say, June, right? So
Mm.
your 6 periods will be in 1 year, and the next 6 periods, last 6 periods will be in another year,
सही है सही है.
right? So how system will pick what year is your fiscal year? एक साल की रिपोर्ट करते हो, राइट? तो 2 साल हो गए, 18 20 भी आ जाएगा, 21 भी आ जाएगा. सो सिस्टम क्या लेगा? 2020 लेगा, 2021 लेगा?
Mm.
How system will come up and decide what is your fiscal year? That we covered, right? That you first you have to practice, then you have to understand, right? 2 दिन होते हैं आपके पास, टाइम है आपका. What is fiscal year? आपने go through करना है उसको, right? And then first practice it. Don't don't confuse yourself. Practice an hour or two, then try to understand what is business area, what is functional management area, right? If you work
Yeah.
hard in the beginning, it's easy, right?
You.
So we are building, right? It the
Mm.
scenarios and we will go complex in future, right?
Yeah.
This is just a data entry and you're just following the document and configuring, right? Then we will use these objects to post any entries. So if you have a weak concept base, then you will have a hard time in future. Then you have to come back and try to understand the basics again. So now chart of account, right? So in an enterprise structure is over, right? Basic settings means with the structure we need some, like, what currency, what year, how much you can post, how much check you can pay. You have to decide in SAP system, right?
Yeah.
How much a manager can buy something, how much you can post an invoice for, how much you pay an invoice for, right? How much a check payment you can do. All those things you have to define. Then for example, if you someone is posting any transaction, is he allowed to post or not? You have to set restrictions, right? Mr. So and so can only post into that GL and can only post that invoice, vendor invoice, customer invoice. You have to set all those things, global settings and FI basic settings. So we have covered much of those settings, but now we will start from chart of account. What is chart of account? What is chart? Chart is something that contains something, right? So this is a chart that contains the accounts. What accounts? For example, in any business, you perform different functions, right? You perform different transaction. What business transaction means in an accounting language, transaction means you are performing certain task in your business. Either you are buying, you are transacting, you are taking something, you are something is coming in, something is going out. You're getting something, you're giving something. For example, when you procure material, right, to manufacture, you purchase material, right? You're getting material, and then what is going out? Money, cash is going out. Transaction mean interaction between two individuals, can be a corporation, can be a country, can be a company, can be a corporation. That's what the transaction means. So when you post any transaction, once you do any transactions, any certain task in your business, you sell something, you buy something, you pay salaries, right? You pay rent. So how system will record those transactions? System use SAP system, and in a typical accounting they use ledgers. If you see, before this arrival of this SAP system or electronic capturing financial posting softwares, uh, older old classic way was they will have a ledger, a big book, where, let's say, if they are purchasing something, they have to use a red ledger. They have some,
Red laser.
I mean, any any color, any color coding, or they can write something. They can may have filed something. It depends on the arrangement of the business, right? You can say, when I pay something, my ledger color will be outside, coating will be a red, so I can quickly grab that ledger and write something in it, or I can have a print on that ledger that this is for the payments. Then when you receive checks, you have to enter into some sort of book that is called a ledger, right? यार खान साहब, कॉपी होती है ना यार,
अच्छा
अब
अच्छा
पे कर रहे हैं तो उस कॉपी में लिख देना कि पे हो गया है, एंड व्हेन
अच्छा
यू
अच्छा
गेट समथिंग, इसमें लिख दिया कि यार ये पैसे आ गए हैं, ये चले गए, क्या है खान साहब, इट्स लेजर, क्या होता है, किताब होती है, राइट?
अच्छा 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 जी जी जी
और इन 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 अकाउंटिंग उसको लेजर कहते हैं, और इन एसएपी सिस्टम उसको जीएल कहते हैं।
अच्छा अच्छा जनरल लेजर ठीक है।
जनरल लेजर के अंदर पोस्टिंग होगी, व्हेन यू पे रेंट, राइट? रेंट एक्सपेंस है, कैश चली जाएगी आपसे, राइट?
अच्छा रेंट मैं कह रहा हूँ रेड कह रहे हैं आप।
नहीं नहीं, मैंने पहले रेडी कहा था, मैंने इस जस्ट गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल। एसएपी सिस्टम में नहीं है आपके इंस्टॉल, आपकी कंपनी के अंदर, तो कैसे करेंगे, हिसाब किताब कैसे करते हैं?
ठीक ठीक
आपका अगर बिजनेस थोड़ा बहुत हो तो दिमाग में ही हो जाता है, इसने मुझे इतने देने, इतने मुझे, लेकिन अगर आपका बिजनेस ग्रो कर जाए, देन व्हाट यू विल डू?
सही
आइदर, पुराने वक्तों में यही होता था ना, किताबें ही होती थी ना, उसके अंदर ही लिखते थे ना, लेजर बड़े बड़े होते थे।
जी
डिड यू सी दोज लेजर्स? बड़ी बड़ी बुक्स होती हैं।
बिल्कुल बड़ी बड़ी होती है। वो मेरा एक अंकल अकाउंटेंट था, उसे लंबी सी एक कॉपी होती है, उसमें ये मैट्रिक्स बने होते हैं, टिक क्रॉस
या
लगा हुआ
इट्स,
था।
इट कैन बी एनी एनी फॉर्मेट होता है, उसका कलर कोडिंग डिफरेंट हो सकती है, उसके ऊपर कलर अगर एक जैसे ही है तो उसके ऊपर लिख, अब आप लेट्स से यू हैव हंड्रेड्स लेजर्स पड़ी हुई हैं, सो हाउ यू विल नो कि मेरा ये लेजर इसके गलत लेजर के अंदर जाके उठा के एंट्री कर दोगे आप, राइट?
हाँ, ठीक
So you should have some sort of mechanism, right, to
राइट
quickly, by only looking at it, you can see this is the ledger that I need to post this invoice in, right?
सही।
So it's very simple. So chart of account contains the list of GLs. ये एक चार्ट है जिसके
अच्छा ये
अंदर you
चार्ट है।
have all those ledgers. Ledgers mean functions of your business transaction. Rent paid, one ledger. Commission received, one ledger. Bank account, one ledger. Salaries
अच्छा
paid,
अच्छा
one ledger.
ठीक है
Admin expenses, one ledger. Electricity bill, one ledger, right? And,
जी
and you have equity, one ledger.
जी
Building, one ledger. Property, one ledger. So you have you can have n number of ledgers within chart of account. So when you define a ledger, you need to define first chart of account. Within this chart of account, you will have a list of general ledgers,
जी
right? So there are three types of chart of accounts. One is the operating chart of account. Operating chart of account is a chart of account that contains the list of general ledgers to which you post the daily business transactions,
अच्छा
right? And
जी
then let's say, and the second one is a group chart of account. You know what group chart of account? Consolidation.
जी
Let's say you have one chart of account that you are using to post rent, salaries, receipts, payments, expenses. Now you have a headquartered, you have a many companies under a headquartered company or a group company, right? Then you will have a group chart of account where the CEO or the owner of the business can see collectively in all countries how much money he's making, how much rent he's paying, how much salaries he's paying, how much salary altogether in n number of countries he's paying, right? Now then country specific chart of account, there are few countries on this globe, they they have different rules to follow accounting uh, principles, and if you have operations in those countries, you need to follow those countries laws, rules. Some countries they don't have tax, Some countries
Dubai.
they have double tax, right?
Dubai. Dubai.
Yes, so they have their own rules, right? Right. So you have to follow. So in order to accomplish this, we need to define country specific chart of account. But in 90+%, you have to only have a chart. You have to understand what is this operating chart of account. Operating chart of account is a functional chart of account which we use to post the daily business transactions.
Yeah.
Right. Give me one
In
second.
in दोनों में फिर फर्क क्या? What's the difference between the one is on daily basis, the other one is on?
If you have a business in other countries,
Yeah.
so in those countries they have different rules. So
Yeah.
if you are, let's say, paying a salary, right, in some countries you have tax on some things, and in the same thing you purchase or sale on in a different country there is no tax,
Yeah.
right? So you, if you are, you have operations in those countries and you are doing business in those countries, you need to post those transaction into those country specific chart of account. Now there are certain rules, right? There is a accounting rule called GAAP, which Americans follow GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles, and there is a worldwide accounting standard which is called IFRS, International Reporting Standards. So all countries are now on one page. Mostly, few countries are still not on that circle. So, for example, the IFRS law says, accounting standard says, if you, let's say you have a company in United States and you have branches in other countries too, right, like Apple. So
Yeah.
the according to the IFRS law, Apple
Yeah.
company should tell United States how much you made in India, how much you made in UK, and how much you made in other countries. That is called
Okay.
IFRS. You have to tell if your business is here, headquartered here, but you have operation in other countries, you are sweeping money here, so you should report as well under IFRS accounting standard.
सही है वो. अच्छा.
Now, now,
Accountant.
now we go ahead.
तो वो जो डिफरेंट कंट्री में होगा तब उसके लिए हम ये दूसरा चार्ट यूज करेंगे. ये
Exactly.
नीचे.
Exactly. You don't need to define for now. Just एक define करना operating chart of account. You don't need to go for group chart of account. You don't need
ओके
to go to a
ओके. जस्ट
country chart.
वांटेड टू नो, इट्स अ थ्योरी पोर्शन सो आई शुड
Yes.
हैव अ नॉलेज ऑफ दिस
Exactly.
वन.
Exactly.
वो तो अगर आपका मैं वीडियो भी दोबारा सुन लूँ तो मुझे आपके सवाल का जवाब, अपने सवाल का जवाब मिल जाएगा.
Exactly. A chart of account can be used by one or more company codes. Let's say you have company in United States, you have a
या.
company in UK, so you can use one chart of account. Chart of
या.
account contains a list of GLs where you post those transactions, business transactions. So one chart of account can be assigned to two different company codes, but one company code can only have one operating chart of account, cannot have two operating chart of account. You cannot have two dads,
या.
right? Same way, chart of account, and the system will confuse, right, what chart of account to pick,
ओह.
right?
तो
So
ये फिर क्यों लिखा है कंपनी कोड 2? अच्छा, दूसरा कोड होगा. एक
no,
का
no,
एक
no,
कोड
no,
होगा,
no.
दूसरे का दूसरा कोड होगा.
Yeah, the company code 1, company code 2.
हम्म.
This different company, this is different company,
हम्म.
using the same chart of account. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, now, so one company can have two chart of accounts, operational and country specific chart of account, right?
अच्छा, one company can have two chart account. One is.
Yeah, for example, you have a company in United States, right?
Okay.
You have a branch in France,
Okay.
right? And France as a country following country specific rules, different rules you need to follow if you are
Yeah.
operating there, right?
Yeah.
So then one chart of account you need for the daily business transaction, which is the operational chart of account, right?
Okay.
Now as you are in your presence of your business in France as well, you need to define another country specific chart of account. So you will pick those GL from this country specific chart of account to post those transactions and satisfy the rules at the law of the land, right?
सही
But don't get confused. Just follow operational chart of account. First understand the operational chart of account. You will definitely understand this.
जी जी
ये समझ आ गया तो ये कुछ भी नहीं है.
अच्छा
fewer
सही
GL होते हैं, ये मेन चीज है,
अच्छा जी
right? Now this is just for myself. So now we will define a chart of account. So you can go the same repetition. You can go financial accounting new. You can go, it's under general ledger accounting, and it's under master data, and then under GL, and then under preparation, edit chart of account, or you can go OB13, click it. Now how many? 98 different chart of accounts. Maybe they have 98 different company codes, right? Now
ओके
you will define our chart of account. Go to new entries always. Give the chart of account ID, 4-digit ID. Give a description. Just give chart of account. Give your company code so you could understand this is your chart of account, your company chart of account. Maintenance language, right? So you always choose US.
इंग्लिश
Sorry, Ani, no, the language, right? Not the country, English, right? So maximum length of GL number. So you know what? In SAP system, when you create a GL, system will automatically assign a number.
नंबर
Like I gave you the example of a color, right? Older time, right? You can allot a number, ledger 1, ledger 2, ledger 3. You can color code it, right? And then यार वो काली किताब जो है ना उसके अंदर लिख दो इसका, और यार रेड किताब के अंदर लिख दो, right?
अच्छा
So in SAP system will give a number. So you have to specify maximum length of your number क्या होगी, लाख तक जाएगा
जी
या मिलियन तक नंबर चला जाएगा. इतना ज्यादा बिजनेस आपका हो चुका है कि नंबर ज्यादा हो जाएंगे, आपके फंक्शन ज्यादा हैं, GL ज्यादा हैं. आई विल शो यू, जब वो क्रिएट करेंगे आई विल शो यू GL होता क्या है और कैसे वो समझ आएगी आपको. बट मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ द GL अकाउंट नंबर 6 डाल दें. अप टू मैक्सिमम 10 होता है, बट 6 डालें इज फाइन. Now choose this manual creation of cost element. So what is this controlling integration? We are learning FI. When we will finish FI, we will learn CO, right? Controlling. So this is a link between FI to CO. So just enter manual creation of cost element. I'll show you
नो
when we
दिस इज
start.
द लिंक controlling integration is the link between FI and CO
No, yes, this is one of the option. I'll explain. When you create a GL, system will create a bridge between FI and CO by creating cost elements. On CO side, we are not creating cost elements for now because we are in FI. Once we are done with FI, we will go in controlling, then we will start creating cost elements, right? So system is, you are defining at a chart of account level when you choose this automatic creation. So when you create any GL, system will automatically create a cost element on the controlling side. We don't want to do that. We don't want to create cost elements on the controlling side, because when we will learn, I'll show you how to create cost elements. Then we will come back and we can change these settings here anytime. So I explained group chart of account, right? If you create a chart of account, you can assign here,
अब
that will be a
एक
group
सॉरी
chart.
सॉरी 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 ये अब हमने क्या किया ये जो कंट्रोलिंग इंटीग्रेशन में क्या अगर मुझसे पूछे फजल ये तुमने क्या किया मैं तो क्या कहूँ
So so we are creating a chart of account, right? One ID.
राइट
So
Okay.
then after this step we will create uh, in future GL account using this chart of account.
Okay.
My all journal ledgers will be linked to this chart of account.
Okay.
Let's say I have 200 GL accounts.
Okay.
So that will be linked to this chart of account.
Okay.
Now when in FI, when you create a GL, if you
This is
if
GL,
you
the manual creation.
no
This
no
is
no no
GL.
no no this is a setting you are telling system, when I create a GL, don't
Manual
create,
creation. Okay.
don't,
Manual creation. Manual creation. Okay. Okay.
no, you are not listening. Try to listen first.
Okay.
This is a setting. If I choose manual creation,
Hmm.
system will not create any cost element on controlling side, because you are mentioning that I will manually create cost elements on the controlling side module,
Okay.
right? This has nothing to do with FI, has to do with the CO.
Okay.
So just enter manual creation. If you
Okay.
choose automatic creation,
Yeah.
what system will do, system, when you create a GL, let's say in chart of account 555 you created your first GL, rent GL, so your all rents for every month will post to that GL, right? If you choose automatic creation of cost element, system will create one cost element on the controlling side to link FI to CO.
Okay. So right now, if it's on automatic, it will link. If we do on manual, it won't link.
No. Yep. Understand?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because cost elements are bridge between FI and CO.
Okay.
Whatever you post in FI will flow to
Okay.
CO using cost element, and then you can do a management reporting on the CO side. You can create a
Mhm.
chart of account, one more chart of account, that would be a group chart of account with a different set of GLs, and can assign here. This way you are linking your chart of account, operational chart of account, to your group chart of account. If you select this chart of account will be blocked for creation of any GL using this 555 chart of account. So we're not gonna block. Let's say there are scenarios that the business is asking you, okay, listen, nobody is allowed to create any further GL, just block. So you can block at a chart of account level, nobody can create a GL then. Okay, so you give this and then save under. So this is basic setting, right? So we will go with the same TR, data was saved.
So we will do nothing here. Group of chart account. Nothing.
As I explained, Pangesh, we are going to learn first operating chart of account.
Okay. Okay.
We're
Okay.
not
Okay.
going to do anything with the group chart of account. It's the same thing. You go
Okay.
one more
Okay.
entry,
Okay. You already told me in the above in theory. Okay. समझ आ गई. समझ आ गई. Sorry. 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 Sorry.
right? Now you have to go one step back. Then you have to assign, right? How system will know this chart of account is for what company, right? You have to assign it then.
Assign.
555 is my company, and my chart of account is 555 also. Just press enter. You have to press 4 times, right? 5555, press enter, and then save.
So it will be saved under, and it will be saved under where? Where it will be saved?
That chart, we are linking, assigning our company code to chart of account.
Okay.
It's gonna saved under client 800. Now this is the same repetition that we did. Now first of all, when you create any GL, you have to give a range. For example, my rent, I have different buildings, right? I have operation across the globe. I have different buildings that I have rent, right? I have rented so many buildings and I'm paying rent, right? I have so many vehicles that I'm paying rent, leases, and all those things. So you create maybe more than one rent GL, right? Rent for commercial buildings, rent for your office building, rent for your branch building, rent for your plant, different types of rents. So you will may have scenario you can create a different, you may need to create a different GLs for different purposes. Then you have to give a range. So account groups, you need to define account groups. I'll show you how. Account groups contains groups under which you will create GLs. This is grouping of your GL. Now I will explain to you how. In the same path, define account group, defined account group, and then so now based on your business, right? Your business, they have admin expenses, they have liabilities, they have assets, they have depreciation on vehicles and buildings, right? They have fixed assets, building, property, land, they have stocks, they may have interest, they have a loan and they are paying interest, they have manufacturing expenses, they are building something. Let's say your example of Apple company, they are manufacturing iPhones, right? So
Okay.
they use plastic, they use steel, they use processors, they use so many other things in order to build that phone, right? So they have manufacturing expenses, right? They buy those materials from somewhere, from China, right? Boxes, packing. So they do packing, or they do assemble the phones, right? So those are the manufacturing expenses, right? They pay to those people who are working in their plants, right? They
Right.
may have income too. They may have they own maybe many buildings and they rent it out, right? There are scenarios, right? And portion of the building they may rent. They have other income too. They may have stocks on company name and they are getting dividends. May have their personal expenses, right? They have material consumption, right? They have reserves and surpluses. They have sales income. They're selling iPhones. They have loans they taken. All loans they have taken, it will be
कैपिटल
posted.
किसे कहते हैं? कैपिटल कैपिटल किसे कहते हैं?
Don't so now this is the accounting term capital. What is capital? कारोबार शुरू करने से पहले जो पैसा होता है वो कैपिटल होता है ना, इक्विटी.
इन्वेस्टमेंट.
Yeah, yes.
तो ये
Now
सारा एक ही कंपनी का आप बता रहे, यू आर टेलिंग मी
no
द
no no
होल
no
थिंग
no
फॉर
no
वन कंपनी,
no
द अदर
no
इनकम.
no no, this is chart of account, right?
या.
This is what one chart of account, right? Up to here
ओके.
this is one, right?
मैं एक बात करूं, मैं एक बात
आप बातें तो बहुत करते हैं, एक क्या मतलब, बोले.
मैंने कहने का मतलब ये है, देखिए एक्यूमुलेटेड डिस्क्रिप्शन ये एक कंपनी में होता है, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एक्सपेंसेस होते हैं, ठीक है, करंट असिस्टेंट्स होते हैं, लोन्स होते हैं, करंट लाइबिलिटी होती हैं, फिक्स्ड एसेट्स होते हैं. तो ये एक ही कंपनी में ये चीज़ें होती हैं ना, मैं ये मेरा सवाल ये है.
ऑफ कोर्स एक कंपनी कैसे रन होती है.
अच्छा, दूसरा ये आप जो माउस फेर रहे थे ना, मटेरियल ना किधर गए, मैन्युफैक्चर एक्सपेंसेस पे बार बार फेर रहे थे आपने, क्या फजल एप्पल की ये एप्पल की वो, तो मैन्युफैक्चर ये वो, तो उस वो मैं समझा कि एक ही चीज ऐसी, जस्ट एप्पल का आप एग्जांपल दें तब
No,
चलेगा.
I mean this. I don't know. This chart of account is assigned to what company, right? I don't know, right? In that company, we are going to define our own chart of account. We did already, and we are going to define our own account group. Account groups.
Okay.
This is based on the business, right? Maybe uh, you don't have any loans, right? So you don't need that group. You don't.
Okay.
I mean, there are some scenarios that there's not a hard and fast rule. If you created this account group, you have to use it. No. If you don't post don't create any GL under unsecured loans, it will stay there, and maybe in future, right? You can you may need this. So depends on the business functions, depends on the business expense, income, liabilities and assets. You create different groups and then you give range that, for example, my fixed assets, if I create GLs, that will start from 200,000 to 20999.
Okay.
So when you create any GL under fixed
Okay.
assets group, the first GL system will automatically assign this GL number. If you create the second GL under the same group, system will give 200001 till 999. If you have used all this range, then when you create after 200099, system will give you a error message that your account group range is, you need to define a new range for this group.
New range for which group? The other group. Okay.
मंगेश भाई, व्हेन यू क्रिएट अ जीएल, आप बता रहे हो कि 1 लाख से लेके 1,99,000 मेरे
जी
कैपिटल के जीएल होंगे। जब ये 99 यूज हो जाएंगे तो फिर अगला तो सिस्टम के पास नंबर ही नहीं है ना अलॉट करने के लिए।
जी जी।
तो यू हैव टू डिफाइन अनदर रेंज, राइट? उसको बढ़ाना पड़ेगा।
तो वो से हम जीएल कहेंगे।
ये रेंज है,
ये
अकाउंट की
रेंज।
रेंज है। दिस इज नॉट जीएल। जीएल का नंबर ये अलॉट होगा, ये वाला व्हेन यू क्रिएट।
जी जी।
आई विल एक्सप्लेन नाउ। आई विल गो एंड go with the new entries, but I will do is to save our time, right? Save our time. This is to unselect all. I'll go back, define account group. Now I will copy from any other chart of account, which is maybe 3333, and I will select. You can go one by one also, but it will take time, right? We have to write what is your chart of account, what is the account group, what is the description. You can, every company will have a different descriptions and different groups of GLs, right? So they will give you this list that we need these many groups. Numbers will start from here to here for n number of groups. Now you will go and use the copy function. Now when we, this will be copied, right? Now only thing you will do, just enter your chart of account.
ओ अच्छा, ये वही हमारा वो बना हुआ है, सिर्फ अपने कंपनी का नाम देना।
नो, आप स्क्रैच से भी बनाए ना, अगर टाइम है आपके पास तो स्क्रैच से बनाए सारी चीजें।
क्या मतलब कि एक्यूमुलेटेड डिस्क्रिप्शन या
आपका
जैसे
ऑयल, आपने क्या कंपनी बनाई है आपने? व्हाट इज योर कंपनी?
अफरीदी ऑयल।
अफरीदी ऑयल है। ऑयल का बिजनेस के अंदर कौन कौन से खर्चे होते हैं?
जो ये ऊपर से नीचे लिखा
नो
हुआ है ये
नो नो
होते हैं
नो नो नो,
बिल्कुल।
नॉट नो, नॉट दिस। यू टेल मी, you are the owner
अच्छा
of the business, right?
ठीक है, मेरा
And then
होगा
someone is, you
तो
you actually contacted SAP, and SAP people come to your business and they will ask you, right, how many types of business function and expenses you have, how many incomes you have, heads of incomes, how many assets you have, how many liabilities you have, right? तो उसको क्या बताएंगे आप? सिंपल सी बात है बंगेश, एक्सपेंसेस में आपका क्या हो सकता है? आपका रेंट है, सैलरीज है, डेली के
मैंने
एक्सपेंसेस है,
मशीनरीज जो है
इलेक्ट्रिक है।
कि जो ऑयल गैस एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए मैंने जो वो लेबर रखा हुआ है, मेरे जो यूटिलिटीज़ हैं, मेरे जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल है मेरा, प्लस ये है जो ऑफिस का वो खर्चा आ रहा है वो सारा।
राइट, राइट। तो ये ग्रुपिंग कर रहे हैं ना आप, तो लाजमी आपके में भी थोड़े हों एक्सपेंसेस, एंड मे बी इन अदर कंपनीज, बड़ी कंपनीज के अंदर ज़्यादा ऑपरेशन
तो ये जो
वास्ट हो सकता है।
टेट्रा 5 आप कर रहे हैं, ये एक ही कंपनी चल रही है, इसकी एक
It's
ही
not,
सारा चार्ज।
no, pay attention, it's not a company, it's a chart of account. ये क्या लिखा हुआ ऊपर?
चार्ट ऑफ अकाउंट, ठीक है चलो, तो मेरी गलती।
Now this is just an ID. 555 is chart of account, I have
जी
given one name, ये इसका abbreviation मैंने रख दिया है accumulated depreciation.
जी
CAST is current assets and loans. CLPR current कुछ भी आप रख दें. DEPR depreciation. FAST is fixed asset. 4 digit मैंने रख दी है. And then I have given the description कि what is that the group is. And then what is the range for this group is. When we create a GL, system will pick one number from this range. Press enter. Number of entries copied, 17 groups copied. Now you save it. Right? Now you have to go to assign one account which is a retained earning account. When you carry forward from one year to another year your balances of one year to another year, you need SAP use this retained earning account to transfer the values from one year to another year. You have to give the chart of account. We have already defined chart of account. Now you have to give one uh, you have to give X here, which is the SAP standard type for P&L statement type, right? What is P&L? Profit and loss. What is your how much was your expense and how much was your income, right? That the the statement that contain the list and details, that is called P&L, profit and loss.
okay
Now, so you give just only one range, right? I will explain why. Because we did not created any GL number, but I will give when you see it says 100 100 not created in chart of account. So you can press enter, system will allow you to save. Then we will go and create this GL later, don't worry. Then
okay
you see 100 100. Now we will go to the posting period, right? For example, we have defined that our fiscal year is a calendar year. मेरा जो ऑपरेशन का साल होगा उसके अंदर 12 महीने हैं, 12 months. 1 जनवरी से शुरू होगा, दिसंबर में खत्म हो जाएगा, which is a calendar year. Now let's say you hire someone and this guy doesn't know how to post transaction and he use the ninth period, डेट गलत डाल दी उसने, तो वो फिर तो नवंबर में तो सितंबर में पोस्ट हो जाएगी एंट्री. मिस्टेक हो सकती है, राइट? Right, when you are entering an invoice, so there are chances that you can do mistake. Wrong date जब आप डालेंगे then it will be in a different period. So system restrict is in order to avoid these types of mistakes, right? Who is responsible, who is authorized to post in what period? Nobody is authorized to post in future periods because system uses posting period variant to lock the future periods. Let's say you are in January period will be open for posting. You cannot post in February, you cannot post in March. You using this posting period variant, you lock the remaining future period. Once January is over, you are in February, you will close the January and lock January period. You will open only February. समझ आ रही है आपको?
जी
Okay, so the posting period, I'm explaining theory. Posting period is an in SAP uses to open and close the posting period. Which period is open for posting? Which period is not open for posting?
okay
We achieve this function using posting period variant. So we have to define a posting period variant. This is in global settings, ledgers, fields, define, no, not in the fields, in the fiscal year and posting period, right? Posting periods. Define variant, not variant, for open posting period, right? This one. Click it, go to the new entries.
okay
Variant I will give the same 555. This is called
Posting period variant.
posting period variant for 555 company code. Save, just ID, save it. Now I have created a variant. Variant is used, right? So the posting period is a period where we are posting transactions, right? Right. So now we are going to assign this posting period variant to our company code. Now we will go position 555. We will give the 555 that we just created, press enter and save it. Now posting period variant is done. Now we will restrict the system what period is open for posting and what period is closed for posting by using open and close posting period. Click on open and close posting period, right? Menu is the path is the same. Now you will have to go to your posting period variant. This is what is our posting period variant? It's oh, we did not, we have to create, right? Sorry, we have to create a variant, right, for posting open and close posting period. Now what is this? Account type. What? So using this variant, so you see here there are different types of postings. Can be asset related, can be customer invoice, vendor invoice, material purchase, GL postings. So I will choose first. If you enter plus, it's valid for all types. Now from account, right, one, so if you leave it blank, all it will apply to all accounts, right? So now from account number, if you enter only like 1 to 100, so only GL between 1 to 100 will be open for postings. You cannot post any other GL other than between 100, between 1 to 100. So if you leave it blank, it means all, it will be applicable on to all GLs from period 1, right? Year is 2020 to period 12. I'm opening all periods. I can open in any month. But in a real scenarios, in companies, they have only one period is open. From period 1 to period 1, only one period in year 2020 to year 2020 is open. But you can enter 12. Now, from period 2, these periods, these columns are used for special posting periods. Special posting periods are 4 in our case, which is from 13, starting from 13, right? From 1 to 12 will be the normal posting periods for 1 year, and from 13 to year 2020, right, my periods are 16. I'm opening all and I'm giving 2020. Press enter. Entry is saved. Now
अब आपने जो यहाँ टू अकाउंट से फ्रॉम टू अकाउंट खाली छोड़ा, क्यों? कि आप चाहते हैं हमारा वो जनरल लेजर ज्यादा रहे हमारा वो,
no,
अगर
if you, right, you, what I did in this, what I perform in this step, I have opened the period. If I don't open the period in January, let's say if I put 2,
लिमिट्स होंगी, लिमिटेड होगी,
no, then you cannot post in January, right? In January you cannot post because the period is not open, it's locked. After closing 30 days you have to lock this. मतलब फ्रॉड करते रहेंगे लोग, पिछली डेटों में चेक इशू होते रहेंगे. You have to lock, balance and close it. क्लोजिंग होती है ना, एवरी डे क्लोजिंग होती है आपकी.
जी सर होती है। ये जो आप 2 पुट कर रहे हैं ये मंथ है, मंथ को पीरियड को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा
व्हाट इज पीरियड? पीरियड का मतलब क्या होता है? मंथ होता है ना?
है। मंथ होता है फॉर नॉन कैलेंडर ईयर।
फॉर कैलेंडर ईयर भी मंथ ही होता है। पीरियड
अच्छा
का
अच्छा
मतलब
चलो
तो
सही।
मंथ है ना?
अच्छा मेरा सवाल इससे पीछे वाला जगह फ्रॉम अकाउंट टू अकाउंट, इससे वन से पीछे
Yeah,
वाली जगह।
I am explain again. So now if I enter, let's say from account one up, you are specifying, if you are specifying account one to account 10, it means कि GL नंबर 1 से लेकर GL नंबर 10 तक आप
हाँ
जनवरी टू दिसंबर तक कहीं भी उन अकाउंट्स में पोस्ट कर सकते हैं। अदर देन 1 to 100 बाकी सारों में पोस्ट नहीं कर सकते।
अच्छा वही ना, लिमिट्स हो गई ना।
राइट। Now
हम्म,
if I'm not entering anything, it means valid for all GLs. सारे
और जी
GLs
ठीक
में
है
from 1 to 12 you can post in 2020.
ठीक है
You cannot
ठीक
post in 2019, you cannot post in 2021, right? You can
है
change this, right? Real time होता ही है कि 1 to 1 ही होता है। Now you save it. Now,
जी।
now
सेव कैसे किया? अच्छा वो ऊपर फ्लॉपी से, ठीक है ठीक।
that's very hard question, huh?
ना 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 सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी, हार्ड क्वेश्चन इसे कि आपको गुस्सा आएगा कि यार इसको समझा समझा कि अभी तक ये नहीं
No,
पता
no, no,
फाइल कैसे सेव।
no, no, no.
अच्छा ना हाँ यहाँ किधर गए
No,
आप?
it's Bangesh bhai, it's not, it's obvious for the very first time. लाजमी
हम्म,
नहीं होता कि आपको हर चीज
नहीं
समझ आए।
प्रॉब्लम ये है, नहीं लाजमी वो होता है कि और स्टूडेंट टैलेंटेड हो। मैं स्लो लर्नर हूँ, मैंने पहले बताया था। मैं मेहनत कर रहा हूँ, ये नहीं कि मैं प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर रहा, लेकिन प्रैक्टिस उतनी नहीं कर रहा जितनी करनी चाहिए। इनिशियली बहुत प्रैक्टिस है, बाद में चीज़ें आसान हो जाती हैं,
राइट,
क्योंकि मैं ये चीज़ें नहीं पढ़ी। एक होता है बीबीए एमबीए वाला बंदा, वो ये टर्मिनोलॉजी समझ जाता है।
राइट।
तो
Now we will go for the document types. This will we will start in our next session because we are over the time. Uh,
2 आवर्स हो गए हैं
make
ऑलमोस्ट।
make sure you join the meeting on time, right?
या
And then we will set this a methodology that you will write down the questions, and at the end of the session you will ask questions. During the session questions करने से होता ये है कि टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा ज़ाया
फ्लो
होगा।
ज़ाया भी होता है, फ्लो टूटता है। जो आप बता रहे होते हैं, फिर आपका वो मोशन टूट जाता है। जब मोशन टूटा फिर वो स्टेमिना से बंदा नहीं बताना चाह सकता कि वो आपकी बात समझ रहा हूँ, सही है आपकी
Yeah,
बात।
we have in any way you have recording, right? You can go back and listen what I said. Listen
अब ये
again,
रिकॉर्डिंग
listen
हुई
again.
है इसकी, इसकी ये वाली?
Always. You have recording for previous sessions as well, right?
या आई
Okay.
हैव टू बोथ टू रिकॉर्डिंग्स।
Okay. Watch,
या
practice,
या
and we will connect on Wednesday then. Until then,
अच्छा।
take care of yourself, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.